This is the Projekt Gemineye Update, your source for all things Projekt Gemineye. Brought to you by Riffical Records. And here's your host, Mark Anthony K. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Projekt Gemineye Update number 179. Today is December 27th, so I'd like to take this time to say I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate during this time of year. I hope it was a fantastic time that you spent with family and friends. This episode, this episode is sort of a part one of two parts, sort of recapping the year as it was. This episode I'm going to go through some of the records that I got over the year or so. These are not records that all came out this year. These are just records that I acquired over the year that I was extremely happy to get. Let's just put it this way. Some of them I've been searching for a long time. Others kind of came surprisingly out of the blue that I got. There are 11 things I'm going to show here today. In part 2, which I'm going to upload in a couple of days, is going to be me recapping the year as it was for Projekt Gemineye and the Dark Monarchy, focusing mainly on the Projekt Gemineye stuff and talking about what's to come for 2023 and so on and so forth. So don't miss that. That'll be an exciting episode too. Before I get started, I'm going to do something I don't normally do very often, and that is I'm going to ask if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. I am slowly approaching 400 subscribers. It'd be great to get to 400 sometime soon. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit the subscribe button, and if you get a chance, hit the like button. The likes help get more eyes on the channel, which help bring more people in, which could bring in more subscribers. So that's enough of that. Let's get over to the records. Now, it's not only vinyl, I'm also going to show CDs. I'm a big CD collector as well, so there's going to be a little bit of each. More vinyl than CDs, but there's going to be both in this, and there are 11 things, like I said, I'm going to show you, and I'll talk a little bit about each one of them and why I feel they're important enough to put on this list. Let me just put this down here. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the two CD things that I picked up. And this first one, you can tell already when you look at it, I've been listening to it quite a lot because it looks a little beat up already. That is the Rolling Stones live at the El Macambo 1977. Look at that, sticker's already effed up already here. Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to this a lot in my car. Fantastic stuff. The El Macambo is a club here in Toronto, near where I live. Well, not near where I live, but it's in Toronto. I live near to Toronto. And that's part of the reason why I was interested in getting this. Number 2, I am a big Rolling Stones fan. And after listening to this, fantastic stuff. This is probably one of the CD pickups that I got that I'm kind of regretting not also getting on vinyl. I probably will eventually get it on vinyl, but it's pretty expensive, so I might wait until the moment is right, as they say. So that's number 1. Another thing that I was very, very happy to pick up. Let me move this a bit. I think there's a bit of a glare there. Oh, that didn't make it any better. Let me just do this. There. This is another thing I picked up that I've been looking for a reasonable price on. Finally, I got it. I think it's in the middle of this year. I found a decent copy of it, like price-wise. That's Marillion, Script for a Jester's Tear. This is the CD Blu-ray edition. I believe it is 4 CDs and a Blu-ray. Yeah. Now, this is absolutely fantastic. If you love Marillion and stuff, the documentary in this alone is worth having it for. It goes through the very beginnings, shows early club things and all kinds of things. There's some great live performances from early on in their career. There's all kinds of things here in the track listing I just showed up here, which is that they have the Market Square Hero EP here that you can check out. They have the Script for a Jester's Tear, the 2020 remix on here. There's also a full show, which is the live at the Marquee Club show, disc 3. And there's also, and disc 4, sorry. And there's also some video of that as well on the Blu-ray side of things, yeah, as well. So that's very good. And the recital of a script is the documentary first. I again have to say it's worth getting this just for the documentary. It's so well detailed on the beginning of this band and shows so many things about it. I highly recommend this. Now, let's go on to the vinyl end of things. This is actually one of the more recent things that I acquired. I am a big prog rock fan, as you all know, obviously from my Projekt Gemineye stuff. I'm a huge fan of prog rock. I play prog rock myself. So anytime I see these kind of releases, I tend to jump on them immediately. This one, it took me a while to jump on it, mainly because I always found other things in the meantime to buy first. But I'm glad I finally got this in my collection. This is the first of the prog collective albums that have come out over the years. Fantastic stuff. This is done by Billy Sherwood, who is bass player of Yes now. He's the one who usually writes all these songs, records most of the instruments, on here, and all those guests that you see up there add in the little details. Alan Parsons, Chris Squire, John Wetton, Gary Green, Tony Kaye. All these people add their little bits and pieces into it to make these songs the fantastic gems that they are. There you go, 2-album set produced by Billy Sherwood. Let me just get this open so you can get a quick look at the gatefold. There you go. Great stuff. I believe this is on colored vinyl too. Let me just take one of them out really quickly. Oh, again, pet peeve alert. Paper sleeves. Hello, people. What the hell's going on here? Why paper sleeves? Get polyline. Don't be so cheap. Blue vinyl. And of course, now I have to go out and buy polyline sleeves because you guys are too cheap to do it, So yeah, Prog Collective, great album, a great listen. If you love progressive rock, this should be on your list. You can get this on Bandcamp, on the Prog Collective Bandcamp site. I highly suggest it. Next. It's been a big year for Kiss. Lots of anniversaries have come up. And of course, me being a big Kiss fan, I had to jump on them immediately. There was a Creatures of the Night box set that came out. It came out to over $300 Canadian. It's a little rich for me right now to jump on. But they did have other options, thankfully. And this was one of them that I picked up. And that is the 3 LP 40th Anniversary Limited Edition Colored Vinyl of Creatures of the Night. Fantastic. Sounds really good. I was very surprised. You have the album here on record 1. On side 2, on record 2, you have the demos, rarities, and outtakes, which is really good. Some great stuff on here. And LP3 is live material from the tour. As you might know, if you're a follower of Kiss in general, there was a leak of some of the soundboard recordings that came out from this tour. Some of those performances are on this, of course, cleaned up a little bit more than maybe you would have gotten on the leaks. But this is a great package. I believe it's sold out now, and if you go online, they are now already hitting well over $150 for this. That's the thing with Kiss stuff. If you don't get them when they first come out, the prices increase drastically after they are sold out. So yeah, the outtakes and rarities are really the thing to get this for. You get Deadly Weapons, the original demo, Betrayed, I'm a Legend Tonight, the instrumental and backing vocal version, It's My Life from the Gene Simmons demos, Not for the Innocent, which is great. That's the song from Lick It Up, but this version has the split vocals with Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, not just Gene Simmons, which appears on the Lick It Up album. Great album. Monstrous, like gatefold, you can see there. I highly recommend getting this as well. Everything I'm going to show you, I'm going to highly recommend. Sorry, I got a little bit of a scratchy throat today. This here I got from my very good friend Patrick, the vinyl archivist. I saw it in his collection. I talked to him about acquiring it from him. He was willing to part with it, and I'm so happy because this is something that brings me back to my childhood. Dio Intermission. This is a live EP from the Sacred Heart tour. Patrick, who keeps his albums in immaculate condition. This was worth getting off of him. Sounds fantastic. This also has a studio track on here called Time to Burn, which has the then newly acquired guitar player Craig Goldie on guitar. As you can see him there as well. Just great stuff. This album was kept in really good shape by Patrick. I'm very appreciative of him parting with it. And the vinyl, of course, is in incredible condition. I'm not going to show every one of these because it's going to take like 50 minutes to go through all this. But the vinyl is in incredible shape. And this album came out, this is the original pressing, like 1986, I believe. Yeah, 86. So that's quite a ways, that's old. Let's just put it that way. So fantastic shape. Thank you, Patrick, for parting with this. It has a good home in this collection and has been spun already numerous times. Now, this is one of the rare new releases that came out this year. It's gotten a lot of buzz. Didn't get it at first. When it first came out, people were pretty quiet on it, and that was the greatest time to get it, and I bought it on vinyl. Now there's lots of talk about it, and prices will slowly start going up on this. Incredible record. This is from the band AZ. Okay, self-titled. This is Mark Zonder from Fate's Warning on here. Great album. Absolutely fantastic album. Oops. Here we have the one-pager. And as you can see on here, not only is Mark Zonder in here, but you also have Ray Elder of Fate's Warning, the vocalist, on here. And you have Jeff Walters on guitar, Vivian Lalou on keyboards, and Philip Soinen. I'm terrible with last names. Philip on bass guitar. Let's just say that. Philip on bass guitar. There you go. Great album. Progressive rock, but not overly overblown like no 11-minute songs or stuff like that. It's on this really cool orangey splatter vinyl here. And hats off to Metal Blade Records. Wow, look, they have a polyline sleeve. What a great idea. If you've been buying Metal Blade Records stuff this year at all, you'll know that they are one of the companies who are pretty consistent with that, with giving you polyline sleeves for their releases. And I, for one, am very appreciative of that. So if you're looking for a great new record that, has some notable progressive rock people in it, get this record. It's really good. This is a limited edition. Only 500 copies of this particular splatter vinyl is made. I don't know if there's any more available of this, but they probably have some black vinyl available as well. That would be worth getting as well. The next record I'm going to show you is one that I had been looking around for and can't ever find it in the wild here, but I saw at that time when I bought that Dio record off of Patrick, he had this also in his collection there, so I snatched it off him as well. And this is Mick Ronson, Slaughter on 10th Avenue. I'm a huge Mick Ronson fan. He's one of my top 3 guitar players of all time. Big influence on me, guitar playing wise. Great stuff on here. I'm the one. Slaughter on 10th Avenue, Only After Dark, which is a great song. Def Leppard covered that on their retrospective album. Great stuff. This is an original pressing. You'll see here. It's on the... yeah, there you can see that. It's on the Orange RCA Victor records. Again, the cover is a bit beat up, but the vinyl, Patrick always keeps them in great shape. So it's worth having. If you're a Mick Ronson fan, this is an album to have in your collection. Okay, down to a couple more. As you know, I collect Rick Wakeman albums. Yes, I'm a big Rick Wakeman fan. The unfortunate thing with that is that he has an immense catalog. Not only a vinyl, but CD. More CD than vinyl, but I'm a big collector of his vinyl. I finally pulled the trigger on this album. I've been looking for it. Well, I've had it in my shopping cart online for a while now, and I finally decided to grab it. Rick Wakeman live at the Hammersmith. Great, great stuff. Only 4 songs on this record, which, as you know, if you're a Rick Wakeman fan, makes sense. Journey to the Center of the Earth, Merlin. What are the other 2 again? King Henry VIII and Arthur as well. So all the big songs from it. This is on the President Records label, I believe. The reason to get this pressing, the original first UK pressing, which is easy to get apparently, it is done at Tape 1, the lacquer cutting and the mastering, and it's done by Bilbo. Great, great sounding album. Absolutely fantastic. So if you like live Rick Wakeman, that's the record to get. Now, Record Store Day came, and as a David Bowie fan, his estate never seems to disappoint us fans. This year they put out the David Bowie the EP, which is the extra songs that came on the next day. When the Next Day album came out, these are all the extra tunes that came out. This is now on vinyl. It originally came out on CD as a bonus CD. Now it is available on vinyl. There's not much here to discuss as far as anything exciting. It's just a black vinyl on just a regular sort of inner sleeve. Nice inner sleeve. Nicely done. And if you own the Next Day, those center labels will look very familiar to you. Sounds great. You know, I'm a big Bowie fan, as you can tell. You know, I got lots of stuff even associated with David Bowie, Mick Ronson, and any kind of member that's been associated with him. I usually try to buy records from them. So David Bowie always puts out something, or Bowie Estate puts out something on Record Store Day, and this year we had the David Bowie EP. Thank you to Anthony AGK for grabbing this for me. I wasn't able to go out during Record Store Day this year, but he was able to get it for me. Now, two other things left. This I wanted to show because it was a part of about 4 or 5 records that came out. I'm just going to show the one and discuss it. This is also from the David Bowie estate. Now, a year ago, they released Brilliant Adventures, which was the box set that came out from the period from the 90s of Bowie's stuff. Very hard to find on vinyl, and if you can find it, huge money for the vinyl. They announced after the box set came out that they were going to release the albums individually for people, which I was so excited about, and I picked them all up. Here's just one of them. Black Tie White Noise came out during this run. Really nicely done. I'm a little confused to why they didn't do this into a gatefold, but it's really nicely done. The albums look fantastic. They're on the album is spread over two LPs, which was a really good idea. Originally, the original pressing of this is on one album. So sonically, I'm assuming it's not going to sound as good as this because they were able to, like I said, spread this over 2 albums. There is an inner sleeve in here. I'm not going to bother playing that. It's just lyrics and shit like that on there. Nothing too exciting on there. But this album came out individually. Buddha of Suburbia, Outside, Earthling, and Hours. All of them I got now on vinyl thanks to this release. I needed this, I needed Earthling, and I needed Buddha of Suburbia. The other records I got Outside I have the white vinyl version from Friday Music, which is $1 million to get now. And I also had the music on vinyl version of Hours, which sounds incredibly good as well. So I got those. Now, so if you see those out and you don't own them, buy them, because they will eventually, I'm assuming, they will stop pressing them, and just like the other versions of this record, they will probably go up immensely in price. Speaking going up immensely in price, the last one I'm going to show is another Kiss release that came out this year. This one sold really fast. This is the 30th anniversary of Revenge on silver color vinyl. The only reason why I'm here showing you this is because the kindness of a Kiss collector who also listens to the Kiss FAQ podcast. I don't remember his name right now. I apologize. I wish I would remember his name. I'm terrible with names, but he heard on the podcast that I had missed out on buying this. It had come out and it had sold out in very quick time after it was released on Kiss Online. But he had an extra copy and was willing to sell it to me for a price. Actually, I don't think he even sold it to me. I think he's just sent it to me, if my memory is correct. Yeah, I think he just sent it to me. Yeah, so again, thank you very much for that. Just the generosity of some people is incredible. And this album is now like over $100 almost now on Discogs and stuff like that. So if you're a fan of the 90s Kiss, which was considerably heavier sounding, this is a great album to get. One of my favorite Kiss records of all time. Surprisingly, considering that Bob Ezrin produced this, it's probably the only Bob Ezrin Kiss records I actually enjoy. And that's everything that I want to mention that is of worth, in my opinion, from 2022 to get. 2022 that I picked up. Those are not 2022 releases. Only that AZ record pretty much is a record that came out this year. So I hope you all had a great Christmas. I know I'm going and babbling a bit quick because I don't want to make this a half an hour video. But the next video that's going to be coming out very shortly is going to be me recapping the year that was for Projekt Gemineye and other Riffical Records music in general. So take care, my friends. I will see you all very soon. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.